Good morning, everyone. Okay, it's time for Tarot Talk Part 2. Yesterday we talked about the fact that tarot cards are okay. They're not inherently evil and they're not going to possess you with anything. And today we're going to talk about major arcana cards. Okay, let's get into it a little bit. So when you're reading a tarot deck, right, there are two kinds of cards. There's the major arcana and the minor arcana. And you know, we'll talk about minor arcana tomorrow, which is similar to like a deck of playing cards. But the major arcana, you'll see there are cards like this. I have the Rider-Waite deck right here. Things like the Tower, and these are the Hermit. So they're not in suits, they're not in numbers. They just have some sort of either a person like this, the Empress, or the Devil, or some sort of a concept like Wheel of Fortune, or some sort of planetary force like the moon. Okay, so there are, and why I'm not thinking right now, I think there are 20 of them, perhaps. Why I'm not knowing that right this minute, I believe there are 20 of them. So these are, anytime you're in a reading and you come across one of these cards, that makes you kind of stop and pay special attention. And why are they here is because when you're doing a reading, and why I was talking yesterday about tarot tells a story about your life or about your customer or your client's life. The difference between these and oracle cards to me when I do a reading, it gives insight to the person and their journey, where oracle cards can, but it also can be more generic, be more like the energy around the situation, or maybe something, some sort of a concept, or like, hey Kelly, more of a concept and an idea, more rather than some of the specifics about what's going on inside. So this is, hello Bernadette. So when you see these, you want to stop and pay special attention. So I'm just going to tell you really quickly what the major arcana cards can represent, why they're important. Because when you see one of them, it's almost like when you play, I don't know if any of you, I'm Gen X, so I'm like 50. So I remember when I was young in the 70s, playing cards was a huge thing with the adults in my life and in families. Families would get together and play cards, all kinds of games. And sometimes you hear about trump cards, right? So these are like the trump cards. They kind of they're the energy overarching everything else in the reading. Because these cards will mean things like a major life change. So it'll give you an idea of a major life change that's coming. It will give you an idea about a major event that either just happened or is coming. It will give you, it means some sort of divine wisdom. Like this is special wisdom for you. So if there's a minor arcana card before it that told you something and you get this next, that means like this is actually the dominant energy over it. So it will give you this wisdom, pay attention to. It will also tell you what cosmic forces could be involved. So see, this is the sun. So it has a special meaning. It could literally mean some of the forces that are around the sun. So you can get intuitively, you can get an idea from what the sun represents. You also have the book that will tell you literally what the card means. It's like a cosmic force that's coming in. It might mean something, a characteristic that you're needing to pay attention to. So temperance. So it will have its own meaning in the book. But there's also the word temperance. What does that mean to you? Do you need that? Is that kind of some characteristic that you might need to tap into within yourself? It can also mean where you're at in your spiritual journey. It could represent where you're at. So like say, let me find our first card in the Fool. This can mean, this is card 0, that's the very first card, and the Fool, he's kind of like, woohoo! So that can kind of mean the beginning of a journey. So it might mean the next phase in your life, the next chapter. It can mean your spiritual awakening is coming, you're just at the beginning, so it can tell you where you're at on your spiritual journey. It can also let you know different aspects of you. So it tells a story about, how you're feeling, what parts of you, like this here. So for example, the Hermit. That might be an indication of where you are, an aspect of you that you're feeling really strongly right now, or maybe that you need to access right now to be on the next step of your spiritual journey. These are never warnings, by the way. I know some of the pictures are like, holy shit, but like this. the tower, like you look at it and people are like falling down. You're like, oh my God. But like, usually it's like just, it can be upheaval, change, but it's not always a bad thing. These are not warnings. It's just telling you, again, like a life event, or it's just telling you something to look at. Something might be changing in your life. But, you know, for, like I said, the hermit or the fool could be an aspect of yourself. You're coming across new ideas. Maybe you need to take some time alone as the hermit to really connect spiritually. And so that's that. Also, it can be people. They can represent people that are in your life or coming into your life. Like, let's see. Hello. Come on, where are you? Like the Emperor. Okay, this could be, you know, a male energy who's got some confidence, wisdom, maybe alpha male type of guy. See how he's, you know, sitting here? He's like, don't mess with me. So it could also mean an aspect of yourself that you're needing to tap into or look at. There's so many different ways that you can interpret the meanings of the cards that go beyond the meaning in the book. But use the book, okay? I'll always say use the book, like learn what they mean, because it can give you valuable information. But when you're talking about your own journey or someone else's journey, you will know intuitively what that means, or what it's trying to tell you, or you know yourself what part of yourself it's trying to awaken, or trying to maybe just have you look at and say, you know, maybe this is a part of you that, you know, the Emperor's a little fierce right now. Maybe it's time for you to be a little bit softer. And that in this situation, the Emperor energy is a bit much. You know, just, you'll know. That's the beautiful part about tarot. Intuitively, you can start to tell the story, and you can start to apply it to your client or to yourself. And it's pretty accurate in a way that, and not saying oracle cards aren't accurate, because they're awesome. It's just a different way of reading. And oftentimes I will even mix the two and do oracle and tarot together if I want more detail on the individual person, where they're at, what they need to know. I will pull a tarot card. So short and sweet to the point, but that's why we have the major arcana cards. Those are the things you want to know, and why in a reading they're really important to pay attention to. That is this is the real the guidance and the wisdom that they're like, when you're asking for a sign from the universe, the major arcana cards are like, hello, this would be it, pay attention. And yeah, so all right, my friends. Hey, Bernadette, these aren't readings today, so I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, looks like you're having like a rough time at work, and I'm so sorry you're going through that. Hey, Paula, nice to see you. I know that's like, I love tarot is awesome. You know, I embrace it so much more now in the recent years, and it's awesome. So I encourage you all to just check this out. And so there it is. Right? And in different decks, they'll have different major arcana cards. Like, look at, let me show you my Akashic Tarot for a second. And they'll have the same general meaning. Add some. The Lookout. These are major arcana cards because they have a number at the top, just a number, and that's it. They don't have a suit. Okay, and they all have special meaning, generally about the same, but they may have a different theme to them. This is called the Akashic Tarot. So it's kind of like around Akashic record concepts, the light of the world. Okay, and also to let you know something interesting about the tarot is that the positioning of the cards matter. So even for the major arcana, if you get, you know, the Magician right side up, it's going to have a different meaning than if you get the Magician upside down. Do not be afraid of upside down. This is not Stranger Things. You don't have to fear this, okay? This doesn't mean it's an alter world that sucks or that's scary. It just means this is some advice to pay attention to. You know, this is probably the most powerful aspects of it, and this is maybe something to work on, okay? Doesn't mean anything bad. Hey, Laura. Paula says, love that deck. The Akashic is awesome. I highly recommend that too. But again, go with what feels good to you. If you look at the pictures and go, ooh, I like that, like the artwork speaks to me, then definitely grab it and give it a try, play around with it. So nothing to be afraid of here. I love you all so much. And in 2 weeks, I am doing a workshop called Tarot for Badass Bitches. It's going to be 2 hours, an hour of fun stuff talking about tarot and an hour of Q&A. So if you want to do that with me, it's on a Sunday afternoon, Eastern time, 12 noon. It's jenrapinian.com/tarot. Okay. So I'm going back into teaching some things. Teaching's been calling me. I'm back at it. So love love the tarot readings. Me too, Noelle. Hi, Laura. So with that, any questions, drop them in the comments, send me a message. You want to check it out again, jenrapinion.com/tarot. And Paula, thank you so much. Take this course. She's fantastic. Paula, I just love you so much. You're so much fun to work with and such an amazing reader. By the way, check her out, Paula Christopher Barber. She's The Calling of the Crow, right? She's awesome. Whoa, her readings can be like scary accurate. I'm just saying, be prepared because she will just bring it as it is. Laura says that's awesome. Yay. All right, I'm excited. I love y'all. And I will see you tomorrow. We're going to talk about the minor arcana, all right? And, you know, in my workshop, I'm going to go over more detail about, you know, the major arcana, going through, you know, each card, what they could mean, taking a look at them so you can get a feel for them. So this is just more of an overview. We'll go over it in more detail in the workshop. All right, my friends, have an amazing self-care Saturday. Get some self-care in. Love y'all.